Let's go. Let's purge this BS. I see y'all done got started real early in the chat today. Special shouts to Sebastian, Purple Groovy, IMZ, Albond, all my mods stopping in early. I'm giving y'all a heads up right now. Today, the chat is wide open. So we may get some trolls in here today, guys, okay? So I need my mods on point. Got me? Hold on, let me adjust my eye here. Come on, little something there. There we go. A little better, a little better. Shouts to Men's Warehouse for saying that we can link up. I guess because I'm wearing the ties. We're gonna go with that. Anybody that's brand new to the channel, please prepare yourselves for another purge of the BS. They know how we get down over here. So before we get fully started, I gotta say something. Cut the music. I gotta say something, okay? I recently have gotten into a debate with the automated bots of the tube of you, okay? And it seems like, just want to put this out there, seems like they have a particular sensitivity to topics that have to do with somebody harming, exploiting, or anything like that when it comes to children. Now, y'all know over here at Purge of the BS, we do not advocate for any violence against children or any exploitation, trafficking, or you name the thing. We do not advocate for that over here. But for some reason, when we say we do not advocate for it, we're getting warnings about that specific content. So I've been digging into the metrics, and I don't know for sure, but it seems like we may have run into another protected group that I didn't know was a protected group, which is the MAPS. Remember we were talking about this a few months ago? Minor attracted persons and people that do stuff with minors. And if they designate it as a mental health issue, then we can't talk about it. That's like talking about somebody who has Down syndrome. So I believe, after doing some studying and some metrics, that in the background, there's a group of people that don't want us to say that we don't like pedos. So I'm just letting y'all know I don't. And I really don't care if they don't like, what I'm trying to say about it. I'm going to keep speaking my piece. You're not going to tell me I can't tell the world to protect the damn children. That's all I'm saying.
That's not a punchline. That's real facts.
I'm over it with y'all with that. They're lucky. They're lucky I don't have another forum I can go on right now. Because for real, you're not going to tell me I can't tell people to, be careful where they send their children or who they send their children with. Or you can't tell me I'm not able to say if a parent decides that they want to put their child in a position that is very exploitative, that they deserve a kick to the chest. I don't see why that's such. Why do you not agree is what I would ask. See what I'm saying? But anyway, let's get into the actual purge of the BS. But I want to let y'all know, if you're on the Discord, that's why some clips come through the Discord, because I'll get a warning about them, and I need to get a little bit of like organic push just to make the video worth something, because they'll just suppress the whole thing. You'll get no views. So we get a couple of views out of it. It's worth something to the algorithm as long as you hit that like button, put a comment in there. Just do whatever you can. But we got to keep these real conversations going. They want us to have these surface-ass conversations all the time. And you know what? Sometimes people want to talk about real stuff. We want to purge the bullshit. We don't want it to be all bullshit. We don't want it to be all slop. We want it to have purpose. So that's what we do over here. We have purpose. So speaking of purpose, let's get into our show today. Before I do that, let me make sure I give a shout to all of my mods stopping in nice and early. Making sure that we keep things under control today. Like I said, the chat is actually open to all. It does not mean do not subscribe for those that are not subscribed. But I know there were some people in the rafters on the last episode who were kind of on the fence about whether or not they wanted to subscribe, but they did want to chat. So I'm going to give y'all an opportunity to do so today. Now, with that being said, if you say something goofy, this is the purge of the BS. You'll get purged up out of here, okay? So keep that in mind. Say what you feel. But if you come with some goofy shit, you know where you at. So anyway, our topic today, our title today is As Above, So Below. I don't know if you guys have heard that concept, but as above, so below is like an ancient phrase from like a cult philosophy, and what happens in the higher realms reflects in the lower realms. Powerful shape the powerless. The elite decisions trickle down to the everyday person and cause chaos to the everyday person. And I believe that we are living in like a hell that's made by a similar as above, so below. I want to get into this by highlighting something very, very important if you missed it that happened yesterday. Where, if you didn't know, the tech giants control our digital lives. And we have turned over our lives to digitizing. Everything's electronic now, right? And everything is convenient. Everything's tap to pay, and everything is, near field communication. And yes, I'm warning you, this first segment is for the nerds. So if you're not one of the nerds, or you're not a person that likes interesting information, this might not be for you. But that doesn't mean don't hit the like button. Spend your time in here. And that doesn't mean don't subscribe. But nonetheless, yesterday, a bunch of servers crashed. And I don't know if a lot of you guys are even paying attention to it, but yesterday, a bunch of servers crashed on Amazon. And a lot of people only know Amazon for package delivery, right? But Amazon's package delivery is really not their major business. Their major business is storage. A lot of people don't know that. The cloud that we call the cloud, not up in the air, like Kamala Harris told us. It is a literal data center that exists. There's a bunch of them all around the world, and data is stored there. It's archived so that you can get back to things. And other companies, every other company at this point, what they do is they pay to rent space in the storage. So when you're doing your backups, when you're doing your cloud stuff, when you're paying for your Google account, when you're paying for your Microsoft subscriptions, you're paying. Adobe's another one that does it. Everybody's using Amazon Web Services to store data, right? But there's more than just data storage there. There's authentication, which is how you make something do what it's supposed to do in the outside world. So if you can't authenticate, you can't get access to things. So yesterday, if y'all didn't know, probably the most major outage I've ever seen happened, and was still happening at least up until midnight last night, where Amazon Web Services went down and a bunch of stuff went down along with it that you may have not known was actually part of Amazon Web Services. So let me run through this real quick for you. Because the internet's like the underworld. It's invisible, it's vast, and when it collapses everything. And you got to understand that we made a bargain with digitizing to say we're willing to sacrifice convenience for the possibility that we could just lose everything in 1 second. So I asked the question, are you scared yet? Maybe a little bit. Probably not, some of y'all, because a lot of y'all don't pay attention to stuff like that. You just wonder why you couldn't get on your bank site yesterday and you thought it was your bank. Or you couldn't get your Amazon packages going, or whatever you had. There are a lot of people, let me run it through, because a lot of stuff went down. So for those of you that didn't notice, this is the question. And AWS is for Amazon Web Services, but we're going to say, are we scared? Should be. Because Disney was one of the things that went down. Disney Plus, the subscription service, like I said, because it's a streaming service. Your children's entertainment, your family movie night, frozen midstream, no Moana, no more Marvel, just silence where stories used to live. Are we scared yet? No, that's not it. Okay. How about Lyft? How about you're stranded? This is all stuff that happened yesterday. So if you don't know, these are all scenarios that occurred yesterday. So let's say you're stranded or you're late for work, trying to get to the hospital. Maybe you got stabbed or something. You're trying to get to the hospital and you're trying to call a Lyft and you can't even get in touch with the ride that's 2 minutes away from you so you can get yourself to where you got to go. No transportation, no communication. You are not getting a Lyft. You are done. Scared yet? Okay. That didn't do it? All right, let's keep going. How about McDonald's for y'all fat asses, all right? When you can't order your food. You can't redeem your rewards for all the crazy, horrible food that you've already bought. And you're trying to feed the family with rewards points. And you can't access the reward system of McDonald's because its storage was on Amazon Web Services. For the fat asses. Y'all scared yet? No? Okay. All right. I think it's going to take a little more for y'all. Uh-huh. How about this? New York Times went down. No, you know what the New York Times is, right? It's like the paper that everybody knows of, right? The paper of record went dark. No news, no truth, no accountability, no uploads, no nothing for hours. Like, as if there was no information to be presented about anything. Can you imagine a world where you couldn't present information? Are you scared yet? No. Okay, let's keep going, man. Let's keep going. How about Ring doorbells? Okay, so you got a Ring doorbell. Your Ring doorbell is connected to the server. The server is designed to give you information real time when you're not home, and also to call the police in certain situations. If it's not communicating, guess what? You're not seeing what's going on at the house. You could be in the house. Somebody could be breaking into your house, and you won't see it on the Ring cam. The Ring cam makes no noise, all because it was connected to a particular web service. Y'all don't even know it. All right, well, that's the surface stuff. How about money? How about the fact that Coinbase, Robinhood, and other trading apps went down? It almost crashed the damn stock market. Now, a lot of y'all aren't in the stock, so okay, I know that might be a bit much for you. Hold up. Let's take it back down then. How about Snapchat? Anybody do Snapchat, you Snapchatters? Any of the Snapchatters, guess what? Totally went silent. Couldn't get on, couldn't send a message, couldn't see nothing. Gone. Like it was never, not to say it was never there, but an error would come up to say, this is not accessible right now. All because it's connected to a web service, Amazon Web Services. Are you scared yet? All right, I'll take you up in the air a little bit and bring you. How about the airlines? United Airlines had to shut down all flights because the storage information that they were using to authenticate was running through Amazon Web Services. So boarding passes just vanished. Reservations, nowhere to be found. You paid for the flight, but the cloud don't remember you. So you're stuck on the ground, and so is the plane. I don't even know. How about T-Mobile customers? T-Mobile went down because T-Mobile's structure is part of another Amazon Web Service. So T-Mobile went down as a result of Amazon Web Services having a problem. I know this is a lot, but the point is it's a lot. The point is you should be scared by now that all of this shit is interconnected and you have absolutely no control over the failovers. Like even Roblox and Fortnite went down. You understand what I'm saying here? All because of one particular company and their monopoly on data services. So I hope y'all are paying attention. I really do. I really, really do, because this is it's a serious, what would we call it? An exposure, a vulnerability, single point of failure. Anybody that knows anything about technology knows the single point of failure is the number one worst vulnerability, where there's one thing, if that goes down, it takes down a bunch of other stuff. There's no failover that actually works. That's where we are. So Amazon warehouses were down. They couldn't ship out any packages. People that were doing Amazon Flex couldn't get their route so that they could do their gig work. Amazon still had to pay them for showing up, so they lost money there. Perplexity AI went down because that's where the AI learning model was getting its information from. So we're shutting down. Even the AI is shut down when web services shut down. It's too much. It's too much. So before I get away from this, I'm gonna bring y'all a quick story so we can see it in scale, because y'all don't listen to me. Y'all don't listen to me. I keep telling you what's going on. Nobody's listening. They paying attention to a degree, but they not listening. They're hearing me, but they not listening. That's what I can say. They're hearing me though. So let me bring this over here. Hold on a sec. Oh, the chat stopped moving. I'm sorry if I missed the chat. Sometimes the chat stops moving on my screen here. So Shouts to Jay Coleman stopping in, Purple Groovy, Sebastian, no reply, everybody in here, thank you. And some person, okay. Some person mentioned that Straight Talk was another thing that was down here. So there was a bunch of shit that went down. I work with a company who I know sits on Amazon Web Services. So I called them like, are we even working? And they were like, yeah, something's not right. So all night we were dealing with the same outage that had started at 3 o'clock in the morning yesterday. Are you scared yet? Did y'all do anything to fix that shit? Nope. Meaning you were totally at the whim of whatever digital system all of this stuff was stored on. My bank wouldn't let me log in yesterday. Now, granted, my card was still working, but I couldn't check my balance on my phone. All types of stuff. So anyway, let me give y'all this clip for those who want, you know, the news people to say it to you. Because I'm a little off the cuff. My shit ain't scripted. So it just happens. So let's check this out real quick. Our topic text. It up.
Services outage affected major online apps and services ranging from Coinbase and Robinhood to Fortnite and Snapchat. According to the AWS Health Dashboard, the issue originated on the East Coast, affected nearly 100 services. Joining me now to break it down, Yahoo Finance tech editor Dan Howley. Dan, what do we know about the outage thus far?
Yeah, it seems as though things are starting to clear up. They say that there's they mitigated a number of the issues that were impacting Amazon's AWS. And, you know, I think at this point we're going to start to see everything recover and, you know, not really be as I guess, negatively impacted as we had seen. But I mean, it was a massive outage. I know, you know, many people were likely asleep as it was happening, but you know, the huge swaths of the internet were just unavailable and inaccessible. And I mean, this is kind of just what happens when you have these massive players and this kind of concentration of users with them.
I mean, exactly, Dan, right? This is a reminder of just how reliant so many other things are on just a handful of big players.
Company.
Now, AWS, we know, is one of the dominant so-called hyperscalers, or, you know, provides this kind of backbone of the internet. It's the biggest according to market share. So, you know, what does that mean then when something like this happens in terms of how?
Let me pause this graphic right here so you guys understand what I'm saying. You've got Amazon Web Services at the top, Microsoft. It mentioned Microsoft. And then you got Google Cloud. Now, you think Google is the big one, right? They're only representing 13%. Google's not the big one. The big one is Amazon Web Services. The big one is Bezos's. And a lot of times we gloss over that because you see Google and Chrome, and that's the one you see. And when you think Amazon, everyone thinks the trucks and the deliveries. But they don't understand it. Amazon has sat their fat asses in our internet and said, we're going to hold everybody's information here, and y'all are just going to pay us. We're going to build these huge buildings that are nothing but servers and hard drives, and we'll store everything here, and you guys just pay for space. And it was probably a great business model. It's almost like apartment living, but in digital storage. Instead of buying a house, and it might just be you don't need a whole house. You just need an apartment. So you go into an apartment and a bunch of other people have apartments in the same building, right? That's how the data storage is. So you got to understand, they have locked this shit down. They have 30% of the global market. Do you understand what that means? 30% of the global storage is all through Amazon Web Services, and y'all just thought you was getting some cool deals on Prime Day. That company is the one to watch out for. I've always talked my shit about Google and Alphabet, but do not forget who was sitting next to Donald Trump when he got inaugurated with their smiles on their faces. All them guys, the Elon Musks and the Bezoses and those guys. So just let's keep it a buck. I'm not comfortable with all of this stuff being connected like that. But I have no say-so in the matter. So let's let them finish the story. But I needed y'all to understand how big this Amazon piece really is. If Google went down, that was only 13% of stuff, and a bunch of people would have been affected. SSO would have stopped working. You wouldn't have been able to log into your apps, and that's with only 13% of the storage. Okay. Y'all keep playing with the shit. You better get yourself some external hard drives and put your shit on physical storage in your own place. You can use the cloud all you want. But if the cloud disappears, you can't do nothing.
How interconnected it all is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the big thing to think about here is, like I said, over-reliance on a single large cloud provider. Now, a lot of companies, it's worth pointing out, kind of use multiple types of cloud providers. They'll use Microsoft in addition to Amazon and Google, just so they have a backup, just in case something like this happens, right? They have the ability to then go
Obviously that didn't
and
work.
continue to remain online. But whatever was accessible via AWS usually just came offline. And so, it does speak to the fact that Amazon is absolutely massive. We do, most of our work, we're online right now, right? You're streaming this online. I'm talking to you via the internet. All of these things happen online. And so when something like this goes down, it really does just mean it's completely useless at that point, right? So, I think for Amazon, obviously, we've seen issues like this before in the past, right? Where there's been huge spots of the internet go offline because of AWS or other services as well, right? Not just to pick on Amazon, although they are the ones that caused the most recent issue. But I do think it's just worth remembering that while we talk about how amazing AWS is, or these kinds of web services are, they are fallible and they will go offline. And when they do, it can be catastrophic at times.
And we should also mention, when it comes to Amazon, this is the only stock of the Magnificent Seven that's still lower on the year. And I guess part of it has to do with concerns over slowing growth at AWS.
Yeah, slowing growth, and their AI story isn't necessarily as clear as what you get from Microsoft or Google, or Meta for that instance. I think when you look at Microsoft, you say, oh, they have OpenAI, and they're rolling this out across their various enterprise and consumer products. You look at Google and you say, oh, they have Gemini. They're rolling that across their consumer and enterprise products as well. Amazon offers all of this as well, but similar products as well. But they don't have as clear of a story, I think, as the Microsofts and the Googles do.
Okay, so they're talking about Alexa. Alexa ain't as good as the other one, but even that is, like I said, it's enough. Enough is enough. At this point, we already know that these things can happen. So what we have to do is be better prepared. Nothing you can do about your bank going down, but your own personal data, you need to start protecting the shit. Let's go back to the days of the like you guys are saying in the chat, we need to go back to the money. Cash will always be king, because even when you can't run a payment, you can count out change. You understand what I'm saying? You can still do business with cash. When nothing else is working, cash still works. So now, granted, we all know that the cash system was supposed to be built on gold, and then he found out there's really not that much gold. So it's really just a bartering system with paper involved. But I want y'all to be very vigilant. Like your information that's on the cloud, the whole point is to be able to access it from anywhere. But when this goes down, then you can access it from nowhere. So yes, you're gonna have to go back out, get yourselves a couple of network drives, hook them to your routers in the house or to your main machines if you're doing it that way. And it's time to start going back to physical storage in-house. But like I said, that does not change the fact that your bank or any of these other businesses are still using this service. But I'm just saying, protect your own data. So if something gets blanked out, all of those cool pictures you got on Google Photos that go back 10, 15 years now, you're going to want to have them somewhere else. All right? That's all I'm saying. Let's move on to the next purge. What we got next? Oh, I forgot. I need my transition. It's supposed to transition correctly. It did not. Hey, while you guys are waiting, while I got my little technical issue together, just make sure that everything is working. Make sure that you guys are subscribing. Special shouts to D. Devin Cole for subscribing there. Thank you very much for doing so. Make sure if you're on the sidelines, hit the like button, hit the subscribe. Go ahead and share this video. I hope you guys are listening. I see Sebastian said he's listening. Anybody that's in my chat, please, I don't just say this shit because it's cool shit to say. I'm investigating these things. I'm looking into these things, these pieces of information that come down the pipe. Pause. And I bring them to you because I want you to be informed. I know not everybody has time to pay attention to the damn news. And the news is all over the place. It'd be going here, there. You got 30 minutes. They're presenting 15 to 20 different stories with 2 minutes in there. You go take a piss, you'll miss something. So, but this thing you need to know. You need to know. Our digital system is fallible, just like our physical system. But the thing about the physical system is it can run when the digital system doesn't. See what I'm saying? Cash will always be king. Never forget. All right, let's see what's next here. What got next here? What's next is, hey, make sure if you're feeling supportive, throw a super chat in there, a super sticker. I know they got these new super stickers now that like have graphics and shit. You know, YouTube's always adding something in there, and they're like, you got to use our new feature. They're like, well, I'll use it if you stop flagging my damn videos all the time. Maybe I'll be able to get some push. Pause. All right, so we're going to go into this, since the government shutdown's still going on, I guess we're talking about unemployment, okay? So this one is apparently some lady went viral for not being able to find new work. Now let's see where this goes. Because this could be a bunch of truth, or it could just be some lady that needs to be looking for a job instead of posting a damn video. We'll see which one. Hold on. All right, what we got here? Here, link, here. On YouTube? All right, this is on YouTube? It must be a short or something. Oh no, this is like, yes, evening news. I hope they're not too long-winded. I told them about that. 5 minutes. All right, this is 2 minutes and 50. It up a little. All right, so nonetheless, apparently this unemployed lady is searching for work, and she says it's been impossibly difficult. Now, I'm going to preempt this, okay? Because I want y'all to understand with the government shutdown going on, we got some people that are not going to be going back to work at the government, at least not immediately. Some of them are going to pool over into the private sector, and now you're going to be competing with people who have tenure from federal jobs for your private sector job. So if the job market wasn't hard enough, you overload it with basically qualified people, it's going to be even harder. So let's see where this goes. All right, who we got? That is not. Oh, okay. It was supposed to move and stuff. It didn't move. Let me make sure that the. All right, we got that. Sorry, I'm making sure my stuff is lined up here. Special shouts to IAMZ for the super chat. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for supporting the content. We do appreciate that. And Z, you get the special applause just for you. Yeah. First super chat of the day. Getting the day started really well. Shouts to Hambo in the chat. Shouts to Jordan Charles in the chat as well. Thank y'all for stopping in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the like button too. All right, so let's see what this lady's talking about, because she could start whining and annoy me. So just bear with me here. I don't know the clip. I don't. Okay.
The slowing U.S. job market has made looking for work nearly impossible for many Americans. According to Labor Department data, nearly 2 million Americans have been out of work for at least 27 weeks.
Damn.
In tonight's In Depth, Jerika Duncan reports long-term unemployment is becoming life-altering.
Good job, buddy.
When 41-year-old Emily Groveman is not volunteering at this animal shelter, she's usually in her New York City one-bedroom apartment looking for a job.
It's been impossibly difficult. It's been almost 2 years.
For almost a decade,
Yeah, we got London,
Yeah, just stack
China,
up.
Istanbul.
she worked in hospitality with the NBA.
All the swag, tickets to parties, back of house tours, meets and greets with the players, that would all flow through me.
Groveman went on to lead a team at a digital marketing firm for 6 years. She left in 2023 and hasn't been able to find another job since. She's tried everything,
Damn.
she says, from reaching out to her network of friends to working with a recruiter,
Oh, hi, I'm Emily.
and even posting these resume reels on LinkedIn.
The job market has been brutal for quite some time.
It looks a little weird. Okay. I don't know the lady personally, but these videos kind of scare me a little bit. Like the way she's looking at the camera. But I understand it. You get desperate. You're trying to find a gig. She said, I'm going to put videos up on LinkedIn and call them video resumes. I get it. She's just looks a little weird to me. I don't know. It's just kind of creepy. It's October, so maybe that's
LinkedIn.
The job market has been brutal for quite some time.
But the no's have been relentless.
I had 13 interviews with 11 different people. And
13 interviews for one company?
yeah, and then they were stuck between me and the other candidate. And ultimately, they went with the other person. I was like, I can't keep doing this.
As the rejections piled up, so too have the bills.
Since March, I've been living off of my 401k.
Your 401k?
Yeah.
You're 41 years old.
Yes. I've been dipping into it every month now.
In August, nearly 2 million people in this country face long-term unemployment, the highest number.
All right, I'm gonna pause it for a quick second there. I just want to say for this lady, at least she had the nugget to sit on. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people that could not go 2 years not working and still be able to afford a New York apartment, have internet, and all types of stuff. So whatever she was doing when she was employed, she made some decent decisions financially. And fortunately for her, she's able to survive. But most people got 60 days or so. You know what I'm saying? Like, they lose a job, they got about 60 days. And shouts to Sebastian Pelega over there, who says, I wonder if she's being picky about other options, which she might be. She had high standards, so to speak. She was a NBA liaison or whatever they're saying she was. So she was, hobnobbing with the big boys. And she probably did want to stay in that realm, and maybe she wasn't that good. Because she could just dip down into another marketing position that's not in the NBA, and she'd probably be fine. I can't see how somebody with that kind of skill set can't find no job. Then she got time to volunteer at the animal shelter. Like, just go work at the animal shelter then, if that's what you're going to do. But nonetheless, I just think that I want to give it up for this lady, because a lot of us do not have the freedom to be unemployed for 2 years and still keep our lives. Most people would be on the damn street. So shouts to that lady for whatever her financial decisions were when she was employed.
Since 2022, during the pandemic.
The primary reason we're seeing long-term unemployment getting worse is because of economic uncertainty coming out of the White House.
Labor economist Teresa Ghilarducci. Are things expected to get better anytime soon?
If someone is looking for work now, it's going to be tougher. More people looking for the job that you want, and more and more businesses being reluctant to hire. It doesn't mean you should stop, but the market will not ease up for any time soon.
As for Groveman, she's given up on trying to find a job. In December, she plans to move to a Buddhist temple in upstate New York, where she will get free housing for working at a retreat center.
If you have the ability to work, you should be able to, and that's how the American dream happens. You pull yourself up by your bootstraps and put in the work, and you'll be rewarded. But that's not happening anymore.
The American dream, currently deferred for some.
All right, I got to back that last part up. Look, I'm going to tell you a couple of things here. First of all, this news lady, she's gorgeous. This little short-haired lady right here, she's absolutely gorgeous. And she tried to slide in that last piece about this woman giving up her search for a job and going to live in a Buddhist temple and working at the Buddhist temple and probably taking a vow of silence. Like, I don't know how I feel about that. It's like, let me disconnect from life. I'm going to go to the Buddhist temple and I'm just going to hang out there. I don't have to pay, you don't have to pay rent. So this lady's got a plan. I'll say that. It might not be my plan. I probably wouldn't do that. I probably wouldn't go to the Buddhist temple. But this lady's got a plan. She's got an exit strategy. She's going to go put on her little thing. She's going to shave her head, become a little Buddhist monk, and go monk some stuff out. So I know it sounds crazy, but at least she's got a plan. You know what I'm saying? This is interesting, though. So like I said, they tried to slide it in right at that last second. They said she's making a plan to not go back to work ever, and she's going to go work at the Buddhist temple.
She's given up on trying to find a job. In December, she plans to move to a Buddhist temple in upstate New York, where she will get free housing for working at a retreat center.
If you have the ability to work, you should be able to, and that's how the American dream happens.
So that's crazy. it then got so rough. She said, "You know what? Screw this. I'm going to the Buddhist temple, and I'm gonna just hang out there. I ain't got to pay no rent in upstate New York." That is crazy. Okay, so I don't know how you guys feel about that, but if the job search is driving you crazy, you could be like this lady and go move to the Buddhist monk center. You can go to the Buddhist monk center. Okay, they'll take you. You just have to work there, and you probably need to shut up. Okay, I'm pretty sure that you gotta 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 shut up over there. Okay. I see y'all in the chat. No Reply is inundating the folks with information as usual. Much appreciated. Because people come over here for conversation and information. And a little bit of comedy when I feel like being funny. But some of this shit ain't funny. It is funny thinking about this lady at a Buddhist temple, though. That's kind of funny. But whatever. That's her plan. She's sticking to it. I mean, I don't know. What are the criteria? What's the criteria for them accepting you to the Buddhist monk temple to work as a volunteer and not have to pay rent in part of regular people? I've never invested any time in studying that as an option. So I have no idea if this woman will even be allowed to be at the Buddhist temple, but we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, at least she's got a plan. At least she's got a plan. A lot of people don't even have a plan, and they damn sure can't live for 2 years without a job. Now, it didn't look like she had any kids or anything like that, so who knows what she's doing to make money. I make no assumptions. I'm just saying that she doesn't have certain limitations. All right, what we got next? What do we have next? Ascending Phoenix is back in the chat. What in the world? This must be craziness happening today. Shouts to Ascending Phoenix. All right. We got Canada in the chat. We got the Canadians talking in the chat. Are we talking in the chat? I like it. I like it. I like the conversation. I'm trying to keep up with what y'all saying, but as usual, I got a show to get through, so I'm going to keep doing that. So the next piece here, you guys may have heard about it. You may have heard about it. This was, I don't know if you guys know what TwitchCon is. TwitchCon is like Comic-Con, but for Twitch streamers. And there was this little Twitch streamer lady that I thought the chick was AI. That's the funny part. I didn't think she was a real person. But she apparently got accosted at the TwitchCon. And I guess TwitchCon is so, the regular people, some lames, can come and meet their favorite Twitchers, in real life. And so apparently, in this case, TwitchCon got a little touchy. Let me bring this on over to you here, but what's this woman's name? Imiru. I might be pronouncing that wrong, but that's what it looks like to me. Check this out. Because I heard about this, but I didn't really hear what happened. I just heard that somebody got arrested for trying to attack one of the Twitch streamer ladies. We've heard about this before. Shouts to Ascending Phoenix with the $20 super chat for the Purge. Yes. Ascending Phoenix, just up the bar. Just up the bar on a Tuesday. Thank you, Ascending Phoenix. So let me say here, I was out recently doing some, IRL streaming, if you want to call it that, and I couldn't avoid people wanting to talk to me. Like, I try to stay away from folks, and even though I tried my hardest to be in the cut, off away from people, me and my wife sitting there, we are literally, it's obvious we didn't want to be bothered by anybody. Like the way that we were sitting and how we were kind of off in the side and everybody else was doing this thing, people still wanted to come over there talking to us. So I can only imagine if this thing really gets big and I go out in public, I'll probably have some issues as well. I probably won't have the issue that this young lady had, because apparently somebody tried to, I'm not going to say R-word her, per se, but they definitely put their hands and mouth on her. So let's check it out here. Out here. This on X. X can get a little wild. You got to watch the X. Got to go down to get the video. Come back to that. 1 second here. Talk about the Twitch CEO as well, because he. All right, so let's get this other. This one's on. Sorry for the delay there. Normally I have them lined up in tabs, and I didn't do my tab. Well, I moved things around. I'm sorry. But while you wait, make sure you hit the damn like button. All right, so check this out. Let me bring the clip over. All right, so make sure y'all can see. And that's good enough. That'll catch it. Now, I'll bring it back. But basically, this little lady in the white here in the back is the victim. Okay? So this is what happens. So some random ass dude. Did y'all see that? This random ass dude walks up right past her security, which her security got blue hair, so I don't trust him. Okay? We're going to start there. Don't get blue-haired security, okay? When you go to the security company to hire people and they send you an officer with blue hair that's a man, I don't know. I feel like you're insecure, sir. So you cannot secure me. So anyway, let me let y'all see it again. So he's over here chilling, and they just let this dude walk right up on her. He grabs her up, as you can see here, and starts like necking her down. So now this guy comes out of there, freaking Russian mafia looking dude.
Whoa. That's crazy.
You know what's more crazy? Hold on a second. You know what's more crazy? I don't see nothing but dudes standing around here anyway. Why didn't none of y'all do nothing? That's what's crazy to me. Y'all just sat there and watched her get assaulted right in front of y'all. And this dude, this guy, he deserves, y'all know what it is, a shoe to the sternum. He walks up on this young lady. I don't even know who she is. Like I said, I don't follow her stuff, but I can only imagine, that's somebody's daughter, that's somebody's girlfriend or whatever. And this random, no coochie getting dude then got him a ticket to TwitchCon and put it in his brain, when I see this little Chinese or Japanese, whatever she is, lady, this anime lady, I'm gonna go get me a kiss on the neck from her. This is some sick shit. It really is. And nobody moves. Nobody moves. And you see the blue hair guy didn't move. Just standing there. Ain't worth nothing.
Whoa.
Yeah, whoa is right. All right, let's see what happens here. So he just walks out. But she's very upset.
That's stepped in.
She went backstage and everything. She was about to stop her whole situation, which she should have. I don't owe y'all nothing, and none of y'all stopped this man from coming up here and grabbing me up like this. So you know what? Performance is over. Interview is over. TwitchCon is over. And I didn't know who she was. Like I said, I don't follow her stuff. But apparently, this is her right here.
Okay, I've been talking to Twitch people, and I'm really upset because I noticed a lot of negligence around the event, and I'm not happy with the way that they're handling it now. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, well, I asked them, what are they gonna do about this? And you know what they said initially? They said, oh, well, he's banned from the platform for 30 days. What?
Supposed to be criminal charges. I see what you're saying, young lady. He got banned from Twitch. So instead of getting arrested, they were like, what's your Twitch handle? You're banned for 30 days for touching this young lady. You would go to jail if it was up to me. You'd be in jail. You put your hands and mouth on this woman. You go to jail. I don't understand why this is a problem. Apparently, Twitch people don't think like that. They like, we ban you from Twitch. That's a punishment. They just open another account. Like, what are you talking about? I'm gonna let her finish up. I'm gonna let her finish up. Let me give her a second.
Hello? Like, that needs to be indefinite. What the fuck are you talking about? Also, that's like nothing to do with anything. No one gives a fuck if he's banned on Twitch or not. Like, we're talking about the convention here. So they changed it to indefinite. Takes an hour for that to happen, by the way. These two people are the head of security for Amazon and the head of risk for Twitch.
Kind of ironic that Amazon would be mentioned. Apparently, Amazon's having some failures in many areas recently.
Also, later the same night, I'm not gonna drop names here because I wasn't there, so I didn't see it. But I had multiple people tell me that key Twitch representatives last night were out partying.
Yeah, they're gonna do that. I mean, the whole party stopped because of what happened to you? I'm not taking away from the fact that it happened, but they in town for the weekend. They still going, they still gonna do what they do. But I think the bigger issue was the response from the Twitch CEO. This guy. Now, this guy, let me see if I can bring him on the screen better. See what the. So, we're going to have to bring him down. Nope, I can't do the whole screen like that. The way that they're sitting, it's not going to work. But anyway. So, this guy is the Twitch CEO. He's been kind of rubbing me the wrong way recently. Pause. Because he's been saying some weird stuff about how he feels about certain younger black content creators, like they haven't earned their place, as if they're not making millions of dollars on his forum there. Talking about like Kai Cenat and I think I Show Speed. And, I wish the best for these guys. I don't really tune into their stuff, but I know they're out there doing their thing. And for this guy to say, they don't deserve to be noted, he said that he mentioned them because he was in front of a black person, but not because he really feels like they're that good or, but they're making him money. So anyway, let's see what this guy says as a response to people being upset about this. I don't know if it's Emiru, but whatever, man, that's messed up. That one, they didn't even lock the dude up. That means he's still walking around town somewhere, right after this thing happened. He could be waiting outside. Lock him up first. Then we can decide some shit 24 hours later about restraining orders and some other things. But the first thing you do is lock him up. You don't come back to this woman and say, hey, guess what? Because we care about you so much. You know what we did? We banned him from Twitch for 30 days. If you don't go sit your twitchy ass down somewhere, take him to jail. Anyway, you see how they don't care about these people. This is one of their main Twitchers, right? That they're putting up at TwitchCon because she is that impressive and important to them at Twitch. It makes them that much money. And they really were just kind of shitting on her. That's pretty much how I feel. When you say, yeah, we banned him for Twitch for 30 days, no criminal charges, no nothing. And like I said, he did put his hands and mouth on that woman, and she did not want to be touched. I can see that from the video. There is no questions asked. You need to go to jail. So let's see what this weirdo dude says over here, because I told you I don't like him already.
Obviously, we saw one Twitch streamer yesterday, Emiru, get assaulted by a male fan, and a lot of streamers have, especially female streamers, have talked about, the danger that they feel from these sort of toxic, I guess, parasocial kind of creeps.
Yeah, weirdos.
To prioritize safety, because I know also a bunch of Twitch content creators said that they were too scared to even come to TwitchCon this year, just in case something like what happened yesterday would happen.
The safety of our creators is the top priority. The challenge we face is a challenge in today's society. It's not limited to Twitch. It extends throughout our society. I do think that when you're live streaming, happening. In many ways, since you control your community and you can ban people, you can make it so that those people that you don't want engaging with you and participating with you aren't there. Okay, it's very different. You know, when I use other short form content and people say all sorts of stuff, well, I can't stop that. But when I live stream, they basically don't bother me. Now, what happened yesterday obviously was something that we care deeply about, securing this environment. You know, we're looking very closely at everything that happened there, and I care deeply about Emmy. She's a friend of mine, and so I want to see how we can support her. This is just something we have to keep working on. I think everyone identifies our tools in terms of trust and safety as the leaders in the industry about helping creators, but that means there's always more work to be done because that's the world we live in now.
Demi had posted earlier today that I guess this fan was allowed to cross multiple barriers at TwitchCon. Why should streamers trust Twitch to keep them safe at TwitchCon? Because I feel like simultaneously this has been such a secure event to the point that even like journalists have had struggled. Like, you know, it is very secure, but here's this man that just walks up and is somehow able to bypass all these things. So why should they trust the platform when slip-ups or, you know, issues like this have happened?
Well, I mean, as you know, I think you toured some of what we do in terms of security. The reality is, even as you do a lot in terms of security in today's world, there are challenges that can present themselves, especially when someone is putting themselves out there, right? And so, you know, we try to work very closely with each creator.
Nope. You're not going to tell me that no grown-ass, 6'2" man can walk up through 2 different barriers, and granted, a blue-haired security guard guy, and walk up on this young lady. That is nope. You can't say that. Well, sometimes he's basically saying, well, shit happens. Nah, if you got it secured correctly, then that shit won't happen. Or if he tried to get up there, he would be immediately tackled and stomped out and dragged out back by the grease traps. They let this man walk right through barriers. Nobody stopped him. Then he got on the stage. Then he grabs her, and the dude that was standing right there didn't do shit. It was the guy backstage had to come running out to stop this guy. What, did they think it was part of the show? Even if it was, if they hadn't been notified, their job was to take care of that. I don't like this guy. He's talking about we're trying to see what we can do to support her. It's very simple. Criminal charges to the man that put his hands and mouth on that woman on that stage. That's all you had to say. That's what she was mad about in the other video. When she said 30 days banned, and they were like, okay, he's banned indefinitely. But you could just start another Twitch account. You ain't doing nothing. The man's not in jail. Meaning, like I see y'all said in the chat as well, he could just try this again. Obviously, y'all security is shit. And this guy could walk right up there. He didn't even look professional. Like, he didn't even have like a suit on or something where you might think maybe he works there. He did look like a crowd member walking up on this woman. I'm sorry. Am I wrong for thinking that somebody should have punched him dead in his face the second he put a foot on that stage? There's barriers there for a reason, sir. Tell him about the gun line, boss. You cross this black stanchion over here, I'm going to knock your ass out. That's my job. And so the dude was in the backstage, so that's a problem too. You're supposed to be securing this event, you're backstage. You're supposed to be standing right in front of the stage with your arms folded, daring somebody to walk up there messing with that little ass woman. She's a very small woman. This big dude, he could have scooped her up and tried to run out of there with her. That's how little she is. So if you're going to say that you're going to secure an event, then secure the damn thing. Don't be telling us, oh, shit happens. No, tell us there was a failure in security that we're mitigating so it never happens again. Don't say, you know, even when you try, sometimes you mess up. Shut up. I don't like this guy. I don't like this guy at all. So we're going to move into our next purge. But I'm just telling you right now, I couldn't have been the security guy. That dude would have caught a serious beat down out back. He would have caught an outback beat down. He would have caught a twitch down out back with my security company. My security company, you sign a waiver when you hire us. The waiver is if we whoop somebody's ass, you don't hold us criminally liable for part of the job. And I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of the dudes that be following these little anime-looking young ladies on Twitch, because she's cute, but she looks like a baby to me. Like, thought they would have some more actual images of her. But here's the image of the guy. This dude is literally like he's got to be like 6 feet tall. Easy. This is a big-ass man with a plaid-ass shirt on. So, nonetheless, is this her? Or that's somebody else. I was trying to get a picture of the girl again. Here we go. This lady. Looks like a baby. She's even in like a school outfit. You know what I'm saying? So this person probably has a nasty fetish and probably be wanking off to her and was like, if I could just touch her, if I could just touch her one time and smell her neck. And he went butt naked crazy up in there with this young lady. But she really does look like an anime character. Like she looks like a real live anime character. So when I first saw her, I thought she wasn't a real person. I thought she was an AI generated influencer, but apparently she is a real person and she was assaulted. So let's move on to our next. Good luck out there, Emmy, as that guy called her. Anyway. Oh God, what is going on in the chat? Did y'all? Oh, the blue-haired guy was a fan? Well, he's a shitty fan. He could have earned brownie points by protecting her in that situation. I would have tried to, because you know if you're a fan, you're a male, she's a pretty little female, you would definitely knock it down if the opportunity presented itself. So what you want to do in any situation is put yourself in the best possible position to have that happen. So even if you're the blue-haired guy, you want to, stick an arm out there, something, come running over there, something. He didn't even move. Like, he didn't even move, not even one step. Like, are we still going to get our selfie? Like, what are we doing here? I want to take a picture. So, that's messed up, though. Twitch, these forums don't love us. Let's just be honest. As the creators, these forums don't love us like that. They use the people for advertising money, and they get that advertising money. But at the end of the day, they don't give a damn about you. That's why they didn't lock the dude up or any of that. He wasn't even banned from TwitchCon. He was just banned from Twitch. Like, he was banned from going on his Twitch, channel. But he wasn't even banned from TwitchCon. Like, come on, man. Y'all stupid. Stupid with that. Crazy ass. Anyway, all right, let me get to the next thing. Because I'm pissed. I'm tired of people acting like, these blue-haired guys get a pass because they may not identify as male. Nope, you get no passes here, sir. You stood right there and let a woman get assaulted right in front of you. You are a punk-ass biatch, okay? You definitely earned your little blue hair. And don't let me see you, because I would have definitely had something to say to him. Like, yo, bro, what the hell is you doing? You standing right here. This guy had to come from the back. Pause. All right, so get to this next piece here. All right, y'all keeping it calm in the chat, though, right? You know, the chat's open today. We don't normally do that because you get a lot of crazies in here. So y'all just make sure. Y'all don't let them get too crazy in there. What do we have next? Oh, God. Okay. I'm pretty sure this is. Yep. This is for my, I'm not going to say my movie lovers, but this was a pretty cool story. And, I can't even say it's cool. This was an interesting story that came down the pipe here. Okay? And I think y'all should hear about it. It was basically the damn crown jewels got stolen, like on some Ocean's 11 type shit. So I don't know if they found them yet. I should look that up if they found them. I see that they got stolen, but whether or not they found them is the question. So if you didn't know, somewhere overseas, the damn crown jewels, I guess, were up for display, and somebody must have got Catherine Zeta-Jones and whoever the hell else to pull off a heist. It's actually kind of crazy. Who is Jack? Jack, are you really did you step into my chat with the bullshit? Have you done this? Do you really honestly believe that I have a problem with reading words? You're just dumb. You're just dumb, and that's a problem. So, y'all know what time it is.
Yeah, gotta go.
That's it.
Shit, yeah.
We don't do all that. We don't do all that. You want to come have a convo, have one. If you want to come hurl insults, go somewhere else. We don't do all that. All right? So, nonetheless, so obviously I can read, but obviously you're not listening. So, very simple what you need.
Shut the fuck up!
Okay? Thank you. So anyway, move on to our next piece here. We have mods, get them, please. The annoyance is a bit much. You can find somewhere else to do that. All right, what we got next? What we got next? Okay. Oh yeah, we were talking about the jewels. Gotcha. All right, so we got jewelry heist of the crown jewels, apparently. Whatever that means. I don't know how it happened. I'm not promoting theft or any of that kind of stuff, okay? It was an interesting story. I'm over to you. All right. Thank you, mods in chat, for handling that business. People will understand eventually. This is the reason why I don't normally do the non-subscribers chat, because there's always some idiot just floating around on the internet just wanting a couple of minutes of attention. So I hope that we satisfied that. I hope you spunked on your screen there. Hope you got off, because we have other Purge. Anyway, so some thieves steal jewels of incalculable value. That means there is no number to say how much this thing was worth.
With breaking news out of France, there has been a robbery at the world-famous Louvre Museum in Paris. Well, let's cross live to the city and to our correspondent, Hugh Schofield. And Hugh, what can you tell us?
All right. Yo, hold on. This dude's hair, I wasn't ready for it. But he is ready for this interview. He has taken extra time to spike his situation so that he can look exactly how he looks and present himself to you. Okay? Here we go.
Well, I can tell you that this news has just broken. It happened only a couple of hours ago. 3 men, it seems, broke into the Louvre Museum.
Ocean's
after
3.
It opened. It wasn't an overnight robbery. It was when there were people in the museum.
Oh shit!
Broad
daylight.
9 it happened. They broke in on the Seine River side of the museum using a goods lift. Now, it's not clear to me whether this goods lift was inside the building or whether it was on the outside of the building, temporarily installed because there's renovation work.
Wow, they used the renovation lift. I got to stop sounding like I'm starstruck right here, but the plan and its diabolicality are in some ways impressive, okay? Not saying you guys should do this, but these people thought this out. They went during the day, they used the damn lift for the renovations, came in the back. Anyway.
There. In any case, they used this lift to go up to the first floor. There, broke into the Apollo gallery, breaking through the windows, maybe using the small chainsaws which they had to break in. And then in this Apollo gallery, which is a very ornate gallery containing what remains of the French crown jewels, they robbed a number of these items of jewellery. One newspaper is saying 9 items, but that's not being confirmed. They then very quickly got out, down the lift presumably, and onto 2 scooters, or 1 scooter, scooters in any case, and were seen making a way down towards the...
Yo, they left on scooters? Wait, really? So they broke in. Hold on now. Hold on. Calm down. They broke in to the Louvre Museum, snatched the crown jewels, and left on scooters. First of all, y'all's security, law enforcement, whoever was supposed to be watching this area, this serious failure, guys. Serious failure, guys, okay? And no, we're not letting Jack back in. We're going to let Jack off, okay? All right. Jack is off. All right. But no, let's be honest here. They left on scooters. So how much booty did they have? So did they steal a couple of bracelets and a watch? Or did they have a bag, a duffel bag full of random things from the museum? But people were in the museum. Nobody found it interesting. These guys are pulling shit out the cases. Anyway.
of Paris and out on the motorway that way, towards the motorway that leads out of Paris that way. So that's what we know. It is, of course, an enormously bad bit of news for the Louvre Gallery and a very dramatic, dramatic event.
You mentioned crown jewels. Do we know what kind of jewels were in this room?
The family jewels.
Well, I'm not an expert, but I've done a quick bit of research, and you know, the crown. There were French crown jewels, just as there were British crown jewels, and most of them were broken up after the revolution, disappeared. But you know, after the revolution, there were other monarchies and empires in France, and they accumulated bits of jewellery as well. A lot of them were sold off and broken off. So it's not like it was like the British crown jewels, but there were a number of very, very valuable items of jewellery there, particularly ones belonging to the Empress Eugénie, who was the wife of Napoleon III, who ruled France between 1860 and
They took Napoleon wife jewelry.
1870. Among those items are some which are quite well known, with diamonds and other items of jewellery in them, diadems and a crown and so on. And if those have gone, then that is a big deal.
Do we know what kind of security was in place?
Oh, that's a good question. What was the security?
Well, I mean, it goes without saying that, you know, the place is an extremely elaborate system of
It's not that elaborate, okay? These guys came in on the renovation lift that does the outside windows. They walked in during the daytime. They apparently didn't break anything open. They just went in and started grabbing shit. Nobody said nothing, and they left the same way they came in and jumped on scooters. So no, your security is not elaborate if that's how you get in and get out of that place. I don't care what nobody says. I'm not trying to hear it. Security is elaborate. It's elaborate screw up is what that is.
Protection. I mean, there are guards there. And
yeah, okay. No, they're not.
I'm sure all sorts of things.
No, you lying.
It's interesting that the break-in happened, though, not overnight, which is when most of these robberies take place. You know, robbers infiltrating under the cover of night and so on.
Don't tell me the long story. Tell me that y'all just suck at security. Just say it.
But I guess they imagined they could do it sufficiently quickly that they could get in and out before being stopped. And I suppose that this, well, I imagine, but I'm speculating here that this renovation work might have allowed them access that they would not otherwise have been able to have.
All right, so they probably were working on the renovation. They were probably part of the renovation crew. And they were sitting there like, yo, you know what we could do? Forget fixing this building for $25 an hour. We can steal these crown jewels. Nobody will notice because we're part of the renovation crew. We got orange vests on or whatever. People would think we're working, and we just grab the stuff up and we leave on our little scooters and disappear out into the town. And as a follow-up, guys, I did look. These people have not been found yet. So there's an international manhunt going on right now for the scooter boys that left with the crown jewels in Paris.
If they could get up on a special lift that was there. But all this remains to be elucidated. We need to find out the value of the haul, what exactly has gone, whether it is indeed these jewels from the Emperor Eugénie's collection, how much that is worth.
Okay, hold on now.
How they got.
Hold on now. Did you hear what he said right there at the end? I don't like that. He said we need to find out what was taken, meaning right now they don't really know what the hell's going. Also meaning that this could be some bullshit. It could be an insurance scam to try to get some money for these robbed crown jewels. Maybe somebody took some money, hired the cleaning crew guys and said, guys, I want y'all to come in here like you're doing your regular shift. And instead of just being on the outside of the building, just come in through the first floor window, grab all this stuff over here. We'll report it to the insurance bureau. We'll get billions of dollars because the stuff doesn't even have a proper claimed value. And then we'll chop it up afterwards. All I'm saying is all right, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real here. Shouts to Sebastian Palega with the super chat who's laughing about the term scooter bandits. But I mean, that's what they were. They the scooter boys, man. You gotta watch them. They get away from you at 27 miles per hour. You better watch it. They will. But I'm saying this, okay? When you plan a heist, like we watch the movies, I've watched every Ocean's movie there is, even Ocean's 8 with the ladies. I've watched every Ocean's movie there is. I've seen The Italian Job. I've seen all of them. There's a long period of like planning. People, go in a room. Not just two guys. It's like a group, you get Bernie Mac in there. You get a couple other guys. You get Matt Damon. Brad Pitt. Everybody gets in the room. George Clooney. They go in the room. Don Cheadle. I'll keep naming them, but you get my point. There's a whole crew that gets together and comes up with the heist. So that's why I know this had to be an inside job. They were working there already, and they came up with the idea while they were at work. They were on a lunch break. Their supervisor probably had just got on their nerves. Like, get y'all lazy asses back to work. And it's like, yo, you know what, man? I'm about to rob this place, man. I ain't trying to do this no more. And you got one good homeboy. Y'all been working together for a couple of years and tired of the supervisor. I bet if them crown jewels come up missing, he get fired. And you do it to get the person fired. But it's not an intricate plot. They came in on a lift that was already on the building and then left on scooters. This was not war room basement plotting. This was like on the fly. Hey, easy money. The security was supposed to be there, but obviously they weren't. So I'm just telling you, this is an inside job from the people that were working on renovating the building. That's exactly what that is. So you need to start there. They're looking for these people internationally right now. Now, I don't know what the reward is. We'll see. But yeah, this is an inside job all day, all day, all day inside job. So look right there. Question everybody. Question them security guards that obviously weren't paying attention. We done had a couple of situations on the episode today with bad security guards. Bad security. All right. Well, we'll see what happens with that. I'll follow up on that story once they catch the person or figure out how much stuff was actually stolen or give us a more specific idea of how they got in there. But I guess you don't want to tell everybody how they got in there because then somebody else will just try to copycat the shit. So you can't tell us how they got to it. Guess that's it for that. Scooter boys. Y'all got robbed by the scooter boys. Not even like in the movies, you know, they have some full-size motorcycles, some Aprilias or something like that, you know, something like that, make it cool. They left on some 50cc shit. The joint was doing that going up the street. Anyway, all right, let me keep it going. I didn't know they were going to say that. I didn't know that. I didn't know that part. That's the beauty of not watching the clips before I bring it on y'all, because I always find something that I didn't know about, you know, from the caption. So that part of how they escaped and how they did it, that was all new to me. That's funny, though. So this last piece I got to get into because I only have a couple of more minutes, and this one's going to take a few moments because, well, actually, we got two more left. This one, all right, we'll do this one. I don't know if y'all remember Judge Faith Jenkins Lattimore. She did a little show. I don't know if it was called like Faith of Justice or something like that, but she had a show. And she's one of them TV show judges. And I had wondered where she went. Like she kind of disappeared.
Casual commentary.
Kind of disappeared after a while. But apparently, according to her and her husband were defamed by some people, and that's why they had to disappear. I knew nothing of this. No one told me about it. I just knew I had not seen her do a show. And I didn't watch every show. So when I didn't see the show anymore, I wasn't like, oh my God, Judge Faith is gone. It was like, all right, next show. You know what I'm saying? But apparently she's married to Kenny Lattimore, which I also didn't know. You know, Kenny Lattimore is the singer guy. And I didn't know she was married to Kenny Lattimore, but that's also good. You know, I'm all about love and marriage. And it's an institute you can't dispense. Okay? So let's take a quick look at this. I don't know if any of y'all know this story, if y'all have ever heard of this story. I don't know. So let's just see what we got here, okay? So they did a defamatory video. All right, so basically she says there was some anonymous YouTube accounts that famed her and her husband. And I believe this is the video.
Mr. Laney's first video was nearly 20 minutes long and was devoted almost entirely to making disparaging comments about virtually every aspect of Ms. Jenkins Lattimore's personal and professional life. He criticized her career, her marriage, her decision to have a child with her husband, her net worth, which he inaccurately stated, and her character in a manner that was not only false but obsessive and calculated. This extended targeted attack went far beyond casual commentary or fair criticism.
Hold on a second now. Hold on a second. Y'all are wrong, man. Y'all over there trying to figure out how to broker the damn crown jewels. Like, I mean, you know, if you can get away with it, how you gonna get rid of it? I'm just saying, that's just asking for a friend. Y'all better stop. Bunch of soft criminals in the chat trying to take notes. We're not going to be heisting the jewels, okay? Pause. But I had to stop this video for a second because I'm weirdly uncomfortable because the voice that I'm hearing is Faith Jenkins, but she's talking about herself in the third person. Like she's narrating the video. Maybe she's reading a statement. I don't know. It just made me feel weird that her voice is talking about her in the third person and showing pictures, and this is her channel. So shouts to Judge Faith Jenkins and Kenny Lattimore's channel. They got a couple's channel. So let's see what else she says.
It demonstrated fixation on Ms. Jenkins Lattimore that was unusual, malicious, and designed to damage her reputation while profiting from sensationalism. 3 days later, in a second video, Mr. Laney falsely presented his content as Mr. Lattimore's response to Ms. Jenkins Lattimore. He fabricated additional claims that Kenny's secret could destroy their marriage, that Mr. Lattimore was issuing cryptic marital warnings about life with Faith, and that Mr. Lattimore was speaking about a divorce. As a self-proclaimed business strategist and digital creator, Mr. Laney understood how to exploit YouTube's algorithm by publishing sensational, scandal-based content and monetizing viewer engagement.
Meanwhile, my videos get hit because I tell people that I don't like pedos. But they can put out a whole video lying about something on celebrities, and they don't have any.
Those videos dropped. The others just kind of came like dominoes. I mean, day after day, channel after channel. They recycled each other's lies, added details to sound as convincing as possible. And then suddenly, there were dozens of videos. There was so much of it that people believed it. People reached out, fans sending DMs, some supportive, some angry, some were just curious. Even people who knew us started to check in on us. And that's how powerful a coordinated lie can be.
So after we found the source of how it all started, Black Celeb News, Willie L. Laney Jr., we looked into the other accounts that basically took this salacious commentary and ran with it.
Yeah. What shocked me the most was that it wasn't just who they were, it was who they pretended to be, hiding behind names like Black Tea or Urban Gossip, posing as insiders from our community. But, when we looked a lot closer, they really were nowhere near the culture that they were profiting off of.
What was it, some Chinese guys? I want to know now. Who was it? Because they had all of these names like Black Culture, Black Tea, Black this. It was probably some Chinese guys. That be who it is. But according to the story and what they're trying to say to us is there was a coordinated effort to spread bad information about them through bot channels that were misrepresenting who and what they were. So it's really more of a warning to the rest of us because the truth is, one of these channels they showed, I think it was this one, had like 15,000 subscribers. These aren't even big channels. Some of them had like 1,000. We got more subscribers over here than a lot of those channels they just showed. And we don't get the kind of push that if I had a story that was a sensationalist story, it wouldn't push like this. So they're right. They said that whoever was starting it, they had the formula to the algorithm. They said that about it in the first part. So that's really interesting to me, that a channel that's botted, that's AI based or whatever, no real people, no actual faces, can spread across the internet and spread bad information about celebrities. Meanwhile, I can't tell people that I don't like pedos. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Hiding behind names like Black Tea or Urban Gossip, posing as insiders from our community. But, when we looked a lot closer, they really were nowhere near the culture that they were profiting off of.
Okay, so what were they? Uh-oh, this is a big one. All right, so this is supposed to be U.S. Oh, you see what they about to get into, right? You see where they're going with this. They're going to tell us it's some Chinese, Cambodian people or some shit. I guarantee it. I know where it's going. It's not going to land here. It's going to land somewhere else with some Russians. Every video is depicting disparaging content on African-American celebrities, and they use a woman's voice to narrate each video. It's a faceless channel. This channel has 375,000 subscribers. Now that one, they can get some push. All right, what's really going on? Fucking Pakistan. Fucking Pakistan! Pakistan. I should have thought it was one of the stands. I was just saying it was a Chinese guy or something, just being random, but it's normally one of the stands. That's where a lot of the scams come from the stands. Afghanistan, Pakistan, a lot of the stands are scams.
These next attackers were different. They weren't just copying lies, they were running an operation. YouTube is being used to generate profit from lies and attacks on Black public figures, and it doesn't even start in the US. NBC News reported on this problem in 2024. They found YouTube channels pumping out fake stories about Black celebrities, fabricating scandals, using fake thumbnails, distorting their images, and those videos racked up millions of views. But what NBC didn't uncover was who was behind these channels. Now, we know. In our case, not all of the attackers were in the US. Some of the channels that spread lies about Kenny and I were run by people outside this country. People who pretended to be based in America so they could blend into conversations in our culture and avoid accountability.
Hold on a second. Maybe she's going to get into this, but I'm a little confused as to, like, why does Pakistan give a damn about Kenny Lattimore and Faith Jenkins? Like, they're not activists or anything like that, and they weren't really moving anything around. I don't think they were doing anything real estate, building skyscrapers anywhere. I just don't see why Faith Jenkins and Kenny Lattimore would be a target, but it sounds like what she's saying is they were just one of the targets, and this group of people, this is what they do. They try to make people look bad with fake-ass stories and botted accounts. Meanwhile, we're over here at Purge of the BS with real stories and getting flagged for real shit. For having real conversations about real things that happen, we get flagged, but these people can get millions and millions of views on lies. Whose algorithm's messing up now? Not mine. And I am inclined to believe that YouTube could stop things like this, but they need people to click. They need people to stay on for more than 30 damn seconds because we don't have a good attention span these days. They need people to stay on for more than 30 seconds so that they can advertise to you. So since the average creator isn't doing that because we don't want to tell lies about Faith Jenkins and Kenny Lattimore, they create these other places that don't care about lying about Faith Jenkins and Kenny Lattimore. And they get the clicks, they get the ad revenue, and the machine keeps on machining.
Didn't want you to know that because a so-called Black celebrity news channel hits different when you think it's coming from a member of the community. The goal is to gain your trust. You let your guard down. But these were not US-based creators. They were anonymous operators using fake identities and fake locations, people who build entire YouTube channels on lies, not journalism, not commentary, lies scripted for profit. And here's what shocked us. This has been allowed to go on for years. Somewhere along the way, these uploaders decided that Black people were easy targets, that you could lie about us, profit from us, and nobody in power would care to stop it. That ends today. And I will show you exactly who they are and where they operated from in this video. Why are they so brazen, you might ask? There's a reason. They know they're operating outside of the US. They know YouTube and Google are protected under US Law Section 230, which means the platform can't be held liable for what creators post. They know that makes them hard to reach legally because they're out of the country. They think that means they can't be touched. So they feel untouchable. They feel protected. They feel free to try to destroy lives from behind the screen.
Come on,
But
Faith.
exposure changes everything. Look at how this group of channels, owned and operated by the same person, amplified Willie Laney's lies. These videos didn't appear randomly.
Right.
They were released in sequence. Look at the pattern and malicious intent by which they operated. This is coordinated amplification, and their goal is always one thing: make the lie go viral. Get people to start writing the celebrity, get their attention, get them to respond, and feed the algorithm. Once they pull you into it, they profit from the chaos. And here's what exposes their operation for what it truly is: not commentary, but coordination. When we filed suit, the owner of this group of channels, who publicly claimed to be US-based.
Hold on, let's see what these channels are. World of Stars, Royal Star News, Nene Star News, Black Hollywood History, At Real Cool News, and Stars Today. Now, there's a lot of blackness in here. Black Hollywood History. But she made an interesting point of saying that black celebrities are easier targets. And to some degree, I have to say that that's kind of true. Kind of true. Because we're used to seeing them do certain stuff. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed the super chat earlier, Sebastian. Talk about if Jay Coleman said if he was ballsy enough to do other at first, it's only going to get worse. I don't know exactly which segment we were talking about at that point, but Christina Grimmie. You know, I'm going to look into that because I already told y'all about them Christinas. That's a wild bunch. So I'm sure I'm not going to be surprised by what I see Christina Grimmie did. Warned y'all about that. So nonetheless, I think this is an interesting clip because she's saying some things, but at the end of the day, what you may have missed is YouTube allows this. YouTube was allowing this and continues to this day. But meanwhile, while we're over here trying to have real conversation, we get flagged for misinformation, for what they call it, sensitive subjects. And we're not talking about anything but real shit. So how come real shit gets suppressed and fake stuff is getting pushed to go viral? Please explain that. At YouTube, at Team YouTube, please explain why known fake shit goes viral, but known real shit gets suppressed. You want us to trust this forum to provide good information. But I can tell you from my experience, and it's been a few years now, we have definitely seen some things on the back end, pause, that will make you uncomfortable. And I see what Faith Jenkins Lattimore is talking about. Now, what I will say is, what was really cool that y'all may or may not have noticed is I went to subscribe to her channel, and it brought up a subscription for Kenny Lattimore's channel too. And now I want to know how to do that. To have two subscriptions that come up when you hit one subscription. I'm going to figure that out later. But nonetheless, I'm going to let her say another minute or so of this, and then we're going to
Let me be clear. They are still under legal scrutiny. Their compliance is being enforced, and their final outcome is still to be determined. They build their platform on deception, fake identity, fake location, fake stories to manipulate audiences and profit from chaos. And now accountability has reached their door. Then there are the accounts that we are not in settlement talks with, and they are named in our lawsuit. Here they are. Nazir Rao claims to be based in the U.S., runs the channel Star News, targets black U.S. celebs and public figures with misinformation. He's actually based in Pakistan. Dinar Minglalimov runs the channel Black.
Y'all seeing these names? Dinar Minglalimov. He's in Russia. So we got Russian people, we got Pakistani people. All of them know the same thing. Black celebrities are much easier targets than others, and you get the clicks. So they're over there making money off of 100% lies. 100% lies. Oh, I think I did hear about that. So that was in reference to the Emiru, the Emmy clip. Okay, I'm sorry, I missed the super chat then, and Sebastian, you know I'm not going to do you like that and not try to read super chat if I missed it. Okay, so blame my head, not my heart. I totally missed that one, but nonetheless, let this finish up here.
Claims to be based in the United States. Targets black celebs and public figures with denigrating content. He's based in Russia. Kunjamal Jayan, official vault videos. Claims to be based in the United States. Targets black public figures and celebs with defamatory content. He's based in India. Imran Igra runs the channel Celeb News. Pakistan. Claims to be based in the United States. Targets black celebrities with misinformation. and also black public figures. He is actually based in Pakistan. Mohammed Shabazz Haider runs the channel Celebrity Star Talks.
His last name is Haider. Mohammed Shabazz Haider. And you wonder why he acts the way he does. He's a hater. I mean, it is what it is. He is what he is. So he's in Pakistan. So we got Pakistan, we got India, we got Russia, we got all these places. Let's not forget, I'm sure there's at least one or two US-based content creators that do something similar, but I will tell you what, they don't let us post that. It's called misinformation. So if something's not true, then they send an email and they flag the video. So why did they do that so easily with this channel and many channels that I know of that I rock with? But then these Indian, Russian, so on and so forth, people from a whole nother country. How much of my play is actually getting out of the US? Like when we do this video right here, how many people in this chat right now are not from North America, US? And I'm including Canada in that. I'm talking about, is anybody from India in this bitch? Anybody from Pakistan in here? Is anybody from Russia in here? No, because they don't push our stuff to them. See my point here, right? So why is their shit being pushed to me, but I can't push my stuff to them? Please explain. I've had enough with this shit with YouTube, man. They on this. I know I'm on y'all forum right now, and I know they listening in right now, but I think they don't understand. I'm not scared of y'all motherfuckers, okay? I'm on here because I like having conversation with my peoples. But I ain't scared of no algorithm. They a bunch of nerd softies anyway. Please approach me and have a real conversation about why you suppress our channel over here. And about why you suppress a lot of channels that have real conversations going on. And you push lies, bullshit, deceit. They push it. Because they want you to be stuck in Never Land, not even paying attention to what's going on around you. And I don't know who's paying for that. That's all I want to know is who's paying for that. Because that doesn't come free. No reply said YouTube ain't even in Russia. Well, somebody in Russia is on YouTube. And YouTube's in Russia to some degree. Because I get there's a flag on some of the videos that'll say that this video can't be played in one or more places. And it'll list certain places, and one of them will always come up as Belarus, Russia. So I've seen that one enough times to know that something in some YouTube version operates in Russia to the point where they would flag videos on this channel. So I know some of y'all like, why would they flag Faith Jenkins is saying? You get 6 or 7 channels or more doing the same kind of stories about you specifically, then of course it's going to get some traction. Of course it's going to get some traction. Let me see. What did I get? Am I buffering? Did you say I'm buffering? See? I hope I'm not buffering. Because if I'm buffering now, it's because I started talking that shit. You see what I'm saying, Jay Coleman? You see what I'm saying? And every time. Show me that you're listening to me without showing me that you're listening to me. Come on, man. They be tripping over here. On this channel, I'm telling y'all, I was in a whole 2-hour argument with these people yesterday because I'm tired of them always flagging the videos where I say something about the pedos. And I started asking, are y'all partial to this group or something? Because it's starting to seem like you're being real protective of the group that I don't like. And it's not about race. So that's not a protected group. I don't want to hear nothing about pedos being a protected group, but apparently that's how they're treating them, and I don't like it. So I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. I know they know that, right? They get it twisted because the Men's Warehouse thing and they got the tie on. I do this because it's a weekday and it's work. So I dress up for work. But if you've ever seen the Purge movie, the first Purge, not the movie The First Purge, but the first Purge movie, the first visitor was the polite visitor, the gentleman that walks up with the tie on. He's got his wife because they got a guy in the house that they need to purge. That's me. I'm right here at the door asking, please just let us purge. That's it. Stop doing this where the only thing I can see is some pushed out Russian, Pakistan, India slop about Faith Jenkins, who I've never seen in a bad light. She's always been pretty cool. Like, why does YouTube allow that to get through, but not allow our conversations to get through? If you can answer that without saying that, you know, without showing me that you're partial to pedos, without telling me you're partial to pedos, then, you know, I'll accept it. But until you can show me some metrics that say different, I'm inclined to believe that they are partial to the pedos. And that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Uh-oh, what did we get another No, that's Jordan is talking about jacking off. Pause. Y'all see, that's why I can't pay attention to what y'all be saying in the chat. I catch one thing and it's like, what? So nonetheless, I just think you guys need to understand that even our so-called automated algorithm that we have here is not automated. People know how to get around certain stuff and push things in your direction. And YouTube is saying that they've cracked down on it, but I don't believe so. Not if things like this are getting through. If it's 100% bad information about Faith Jenkins and Kenny Lattimore, and y'all are pushing videos and getting millions of views to these videos, that means you're getting millions of impressions. And if you don't know what impressions are, that's just how many times they put the video in front of somebody for them to click on it. So if I'm only getting 100 impressions, and they're getting 1 million impressions with misinformation, lies, and bullshit, I'm inclined to believe that they want to push misinformation, lies, and bullshit. This is what it is. And that's why we're here to purge the bullshit. I'll do it right on YouTube's joint. I don't care. I don't care. I'm not afraid of these motherfuckers. I'm just, excuse my language, but it's bothering me to see that Faith Jenkins has to talk about this. Faith ain't never done nothing wrong to nobody, at least not that I know of. And now she got to come on here. She's a damn judge. Now she got to come on here worried about what people said about her relationship and her marriage and all this. And they weren't even real people from here. They were some Pakistani dudes. So YouTube, you want me to believe in your algorithm and your content flagging system that it's accurate when it's hitting us all the time over here and not stopping shit like that? Sounds like your system is flawed. It is what it is. Hate me for saying the truth, but it is what it is. Your system's flawed. You're pushing out bullshit, and we've had enough of that. No, it's okay, no reply, that you haven't heard of Faith Jenkins and Kenny Lattimore. They're not Beyonce and Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know they were married. So that tells you how much I knew. And I knew each of them as an individual person, had no idea they were actually married. So this is all new to me today. But the reason why is because they never pushed that content to me. I never saw not one of those videos that she was talking about, but millions of other people did. And that's the part that bothers me. We don't even know who's seeing this shit. And then they go out into the public with that opinion based on fake information that YouTube gave them. Purposely gave them. I'm not playing with them no more. Partial to pedos. That's crazy. That's a protected class. Minor attracted persons. Get the hell out of here. I told y'all I would never accept that. And they said it months ago that they were going to try to start pushing that, and they did. Because a while ago, they didn't used to be like that. Now, all of a sudden, every time you say something about that group, you being mean and derogatory. Anyway. Let me get to my last segment here because we do have to get out of here. This one is actually kind of funny. And this is on the tail end of our No Kings protest that we had the other day, which really was, you know, I still don't know what the hell we're protesting with this thing. Like, I mean, I guess it's just people are, expressing themselves that they're dissatisfied with the current administration. And technically, you could do that shit on your Facebook page. You don't have to go stand in the street or do anything. But like I said, the stuff that I went to, everybody was peaceful. They were, not blocking the streets and doing all that kind of stuff. So I'm all for those kind of protests where, it's really just a get together. But I wanted y'all to see this video that got people talking, okay? And I don't know if you guys know who the gentleman, Harry Sisson is. Harry Sisson is his name. Harry Sisson is, I'm not going to say what I think he is, but his last name Sisson ain't too far from what I think he is, okay? He's a softie. I've seen him on Piers Morgan. I've seen him on a number of shows. They give him a platform and a forum, but he's a big softie. He's a big softie, anti-Trumper. And there's nothing wrong with being an anti-Trumper. I'm just saying this guy's like annoyingly soft. So apparently the other day, Donald Trump and his wonderful social media team decided to put out an AI video that offended Harry Sissy. Okay? We're going to start there. Hope this is the one that doesn't have the music in it. Let me see. So the video is of Trump in a jet plane. And good. All right, this is one that doesn't have the video, the audio in it, or the music in it. The original video had the Danger Zone song. Highway to the Danger Zone. That one. And I actually thought it was pretty cool, like as far as doing that. But let's look at the video that has offended Harry Sissy very much, because he's very upset right now.
Brother,
All
what's
right.
that? What's that, brother?
And that's it. So there have been some discussions as to whether or not this brown thing or stuff that is being dumped by Trump is supposed to be poop or just mud. Now, granted, I don't know if it matters. Well, it would matter if it fell on you in real life. Like if poop fell on you versus mud falling on you. In real life, it would matter. But this is an AI video of poop dropping on Harry Sissy. And here's my thing. Harry went to the internet and he got all upset. And he's like, I need the reporters to ask the president why he's doing all this and dropping poop on me. Like he's super important. Now, let me tell you what, Harry, because this is, if you don't know where Harry is, he's like the first one they show with the poop. And for the sake of the video, we're just going to say it's poop, okay? Because that's how Harry's taking it. So he feels like he's being crapped on and dumped on by Trump. But here's him in the little thing. And then they just drop poop on him. You know? Wow! Right in his face. Okay? So let me show you what Harry has to say about it. Because I have something to say about that. And I'm not going to say it until I let him have his piece. All right, so here's Harry. He's upset now because J.D. Vance, the vice president, also is trolling him as well. So let's see what Harry has to say.
So folks, J.D. Vance is now attacking me on social media along with Donald Trump. They've joined forces against me. As you folks know by now, Donald Trump attacked me on Truth Social yesterday, posting this AI video of him in a fighter jet dropping feces on me and millions of other Americans who were out there protesting against him. And of course, the nation is just baffled by what we all collectively watched. So I asked on Twitter, can a reporter please ask Trump why he posted this AI video of him dropping feces on me from a fighter jet? That would be great, thanks. And so I guess J.D. Vance saw that and he responded by saying, I'll ask him for you, Harry. The vice president and the president are more interested in social media beef than they are leading the country.
Hold on, Harry. The vice president responded to your request and question. And then you got mad that he responded. I'm just making sure I got this straight. You said, because somebody asked the president XYZ, and the vice president comes back and says, I'll ask him for it. He doesn't say, I'll ask him for you, Harry Sissy. He doesn't say, you piece of crap. Nothing. He just says, I'll ask him for you. And then this guy comes back and says, oh, well, I need the vice president. Why are they worrying about social media beef? You know what, Harry? I'm going to let you finish, but I got something to say to you, bro.
Two main things here. Number one, I think this proves beyond a reasonable doubt that both Donald Trump and J.D. Vance are mentally deranged. And it's incredibly concerning that these are the people who have access to the nuclear codes. And then number two, I think this is so pathetic. I mean, obviously, myself, a 23-year-old, and my peers have really gotten under their skin, and they just couldn't hold it in anymore. They had to attack us on social media. But genuinely, the president, the VP, going after private citizens because they disagree with them is pathetic. Unfortunately for Donald Trump and J.D. Vance, this will not stop me. This will not silence me. It won't stop you either. And I think right now we are more empowered than ever.
Okay. All right. Let me express. Give me a second. Give me a second. Harry, I have one question for you, sir. First and foremost.
Why you so stupid?
Let me say this. If the president and vice president decide to troll you on social media, to some degree, I would have to say you're in a good spot. And you should probably utilize that good spot in a way other than just saying, they're just totally deranged. First of all, you're 23, sir. You should be killing them on internet stuff. And I know I'm not supposed to use the term killing, but y'all get what I'm saying. You should be the one that be coming back with the memes. You understand what I'm saying? He's supposed to be the youngin'. Now, Trump has an awesome social media team, but it's probably made up of a bunch of 25 and under people. And shouts to Sebastian Polega with the $2 super chat over there, saying that he is fishing for clicks, man. What a sheep. And I'll be honest with you, hey, President Trump, if you feel so inclined to create an AI video of me outside with others and you drop poop on me, I will welcome that, sir. I will welcome a social media beef with the president because to me, I think it would be way more entertaining than actually dropping bombs and poop on people. And if Harry was really true to his millennial self, he would be like, game on, bro. I got CapCut. I got, you know what I'm saying? I got edits. I got threads. I got all types of stuff. I got Sora. I got OpenAI. I got all types of stuff to troll his ass. He should have invited this battle. It might have made me respect him more. But now he's over here crying, why don't you ask them why they were attacking me on social media? That's not even really an attack. An attack is different. When you get attacked on social media, that's different. He was like speaking through memes is probably the best way to describe it. He didn't specifically say anything. That's why we don't know if it was poop or if it was mud. We don't know. It could have been mud. It could have been poop. It doesn't matter. The point is, he did an AI video of you. Why don't you do one back? Show me what you made up of, Harry. And like I said, I'll respect that more. You coming on the internet crying about the shit, you should feel lucky that the damn president and vice president are screwing with you. That means that you are obviously, you mean something to them. Even if you're like, yeah, we got under their skin, that's cool. But if you don't clap back, you a sissy. And I mean that in not a gay person way. I'm not talking about sexual preference. Sissy is different. It's like you soft. You soft. Challenge should be accepted. I would be on there, me and my crew. We would be cutting up all types of shorts. We would flood the freaking algorithm with AI-generated Sora videos of Trump doing all types of crazy shit. And images and everything. You want to play with us? You want to romp with me, man? You want to romp with me? Please. Harry should be inviting this. This is why I don't like him. He doesn't even see an opportunity when it's right in front of him. This is an opportunity to make me believe in you, Harry. This is an opportunity to make me think that you're not soft as baby shit. You're supposed to clap back. What, you want us to come to your defense? Oh, Mr. President, leave Harry alone. No. Harry, clap back, yo. That's your job. You're supposed to be standing up for the 23-year-olds. I got kids in my family, my own children who are in their 20s. My daughter, even Genesis, if she came to me and said, Donald Trump did this video about me, I would be like, that's screwed up. Why don't you do a video back and use it to basically blow your career up? You could just talk shit about Trump daily. We do so many things with algorithms. Every 2 minutes, it would be a video dropping. But this guy just comes, I tell the vice president and the president, they're just completely deranged. They ain't changed nothing. Soft. And that's part of the problem. When somebody brings it to you, you are entitled to bring it back. It's called stand your ground, bro. It's called self-defense. But if all you're going to do is cry about it, then you know what? President Trump, JD Vance, whoever, keep dumping on this guy then. And tell him to just be quiet. Because if he can't take an AI video joke, flip it, and throw it right back, why he couldn't do a poop video on Trump? Could have started a whole online thing. It would have been very entertaining. But instead, this fool came out here crying about it. Like I said in the beginning, you should feel honored that the president and vice president took the time out of their day to address you. Even if you don't like the president, like if you don't have to like the president, but if the president takes the time out of their life and day to address you as an individual private citizen, hey, you must be doing something. So let's milk this shit instead of crying over it. Remember, we're not going to cry over spilled milk. Harry is crying about this, and he's going to keep crying about it. And anybody that's jumping on his crying ass side, y'all need to get your keyboard warrior asses in front of an AI and generate some content as a comeback. Because other than that, you can't touch the president. So you gotta fight fire with fire, as they say. And this guy's not fighting fire with fire. He's not fiery enough. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Like, are y'all hearing me here? I'm not saying he needs to be wishing death on people or like threatening them in that regard. I'm saying game on, man. This is digital. It's like battle rap, you know? Game on. You fire back and let him fire back. And let's see who ends up firing the most. And I would venture to say, yeah, President Trump has some things at his hand. He is not creating all of his social media stuff. As a matter of fact, I don't think he does most of it. I'm sure he approves it, but he's not creating AI videos and shit. He's like 70-something. 70-something-year-old people do not create AI videos and stuff. They don't even do that. They got their grandkids to do it. So that's what Trump is doing. He got Barron Trump is the one that's making the videos. And I think Barron Trump and Harry need to have a beef. That's what's really going on. If you don't know where this stuff is coming from, it's not coming from Donald Trump. 76-year-old white men do not put out AI videos and stuff like that. They don't do that. They have a staff that's 25 years old, and they're doing it. So, nonetheless, I would like to say for anybody out there that has sided with Harry Sisson on this and made a big deal out of this freaking AI video, please go sit down somewhere and get yourself together. This is an opportunity for entertainment in battle, and we're missing it. With all this other serious shit that's going on out here, with the shutdown and all these other things that are going on out here, I would have liked a little entertainment. I would have liked a little back and forth banter with the president and vice president. That's fine with me. Since they ain't doing shit else right now, how about that? But Harry came right on here crying. He wants your sympathy. And I'll tell you right now, he gets no sympathy from you. You should be honored that the president and vice president took a moment to say anything about you. And if you don't like it, then you should clap back, as I would expect a millennial to do. Because if not, you make it yourself look bad. Like you scared. What, you scared? You scared, Harry? Harry's scared. That's what it is. He's scared. That's why he's like, can I have a reporter ask him? No, you ask him. Pick your balls up and handle it. Anyway, y'all get the point. The point is, sometimes we sit there and get offended by stuff when these offenses could be opportunities. This could be an opportunity for Harry to make himself more well-known. Most people don't even know who he is. So maybe he could be that guy. He could come up with some cool ways of getting back at Donald Trump. It becomes like an online beef thing. People would tune in. And if he kept it calm and stopped crying about it, people would like it. And say, go, Harry, you got him. But you coming out here crying. So no, you suck for that. I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm going to be nice about it because it's obvious this boy was highly offended by the poop AI video, which we don't know if it's poop. It's not been confirmed. It could have been mud. You know, it could have been a metaphor for mudslinging or could have been a metaphor for being, you know, Trump dumped. I don't know. The point is, I would have liked it to be more entertaining. This guy took it all serious and shit. Like, it's AI, it's social media. Not saying that the internet's not real life to a degree, but that was definitely not real. And done something back. But instead, he's on here asking us to come to his aid and be mad at Donald Trump because he did an AI video about this dude. No, I'm not going to be mad at Trump for that. If I want to be mad at Trump, I have plenty of other things to pull from other than how Harry Sissy feels. Simple as that. So, Harry, go get your shit together before you get purged out of this BS yourself, and then you become irrelevant. Because that's the truth. The president made you relevant by doing that. So milk it, do the right thing, build your business, get the bag. Other than that, stop crying. Anyway, I got to get ready to get out of here. I got to. Because that last one really pissed me off. I'm going to be like this. I invited President Trump, anybody in the administration, if y'all feel like trying to, like, you want to battle me digitally, please, anytime. I'll utilize the shit and I will blow up. So maybe I should be like Harry. You know what? I'm not going to be like Harry. Harry's soft. I can't even, like, act like that. I would have loved that. You do a video of me. Guess I would have had a video of him doing all types of wild shit. They would have had to ban my videos. My comeback clapbacks would have been banned. Do not play over here. All right, so I'm going to give a couple of shouts, and then I'm getting out of here because it's around that time. And as usual, I got shit to do. And I hope y'all got some shit to do too. Because if not, and you just sitting your ass doing nothing, then you're part of the problem. You're like Harry, crying and doing nothing. Crybabies. Soft booties. Because you sit on them all the time. Soft ass and a hard head. Not listening. I don't know. I'm not hurling insults at you guys in the chat. I'm talking about Harry still. Because me personally, I would have invited something like that from the damn president. Whether I like him or not. Let's go, bro. Game on. We can have a whole meme war for 6 straight months. By the time I'm done, I'll be making so much money off of internet content, I could give a damn about the president. Please bring that shit over here. Please. Anytime, sir. Anytime, sir. Bring that shit over here. I was on the Purge of the BS, and they think they're talking, they're big league. No. Don't stop now. Come on over here. Come on over here and get this smoke. So anyway, shouts out to, somebody's got Dan Pecha in there. Is that the real Dan Pecha? The guy that's always cussing people out? If it is, you're not cussing enough in my chat, Dan. I'm expecting more from you. Or that's Dan Pena, P-E-N-A, not Pecha. So nonetheless, shouts to Dan for stopping in there. And of course, Jay Coleman, no reply. Sebastian Palega, IMZ, Albon. Who else we got? Jordan Charles. And even Jack that came in here earlier with the goofy shit. Thanks for stopping by, Jack. I like to test my mods and see how long it takes them to identify an asshole when it pops into the chat. It shouldn't take long. 30 seconds tops, 2 comments tops. It doesn't take long to identify yourself. You know, fools speak and they show everybody who they are. So when that happened, it was y'all's test. And in my opinion, it might have taken about 20 seconds too long. But just remember, if you ever hear the soundbite, here's the soundbite.
Yeah, gotta go. That's it. Shit, yeah.
If you ever hear that, that means that somebody got to go. Okay? And whoever's first to do it, whoever's the mod that does it, I got a special gift for you. Okay? But anyway, special shouts once again to Jordan Charles was definitely in here. I hope y'all subscribed because we'll be back on Thursday. For those that are just on the sidelines watching the game, make sure you come back. I'll think about opening the chat back up again because we only had one problem person today. Okay. So shouts again to Jay Coleman, Purple Groovy. Who else was in there? Boy, y'all had the chat stacked today, huh? Who else was in there? I know I'm going to miss somebody, so it is what it is. I know I'm going to miss somebody. Oh, Ascending Phoenix. Almost forgot. And a special shout to IMZ and Sebastian Pelega for the super chats today. You guys keep this thing moving. We do appreciate it over here. But without anything else to really say at this point, I have purged my BS for the day. So guys, I hope you understand that when we come back Thursday, I got to cover a couple of things. We're going to be covering whatever's going on with the shutdown, if it's going on, because I got to touch a little bit on it once a week. I will. We're going to be covering this issue with Candace Owens. Candace Owens is a problem right now for some people. And we're going to discuss that and how that happened and what could happen as a result of it. And we got a couple of more things on there that we'll get to at that point in time. But remember, if Thursday comes around and 11 a.m. happens and you are not here, then that, my friends, is the bullshit. We out. Peace.